Hey guys, this is Open Media here outside the TPP hearings in Vancouver and our own David Christopher. Why are we here today, David?
Hello, Marie. We're here with protesters with our large Jumbotron to really try and shed some light on this extremely worrisome and secretive deal. Right now, as I speak, our Megan Sally, our lead campaigner on this, is actually inside that hotel in the hearings. She'll be testifying on behalf of Canadians. To try and get people's voices heard, we've created this giant screen up here. We'll be broadcasting comments that you, our community, have sent to us. We've had thousands of comments rolling in over the last week or so because we simply believe it's so important that everyday Canadians' voices get heard on this. You know, the government says they want to do an open and honest consultation. We're taking them at their word on that, but we really hope they listen to the people who are here today to raise these concerns.
All right. So we are here with some people from Lead Now and Some of Us, and we're going to ask them what concerns them the most about the TPP.
Absolutely. What concerns me most is basically undermining the sovereignty of different nations. So not only does that mean that corporations can sue Canada, but I'm also really concerned with what Canadian mining companies are doing to other countries, eroding Indigenous sovereignty and Indigenous rights worldwide. So it's not just about the fact that taxpayers are paying for corporations that are suing Canada, but in other countries this affects people internationally.
Great. How about you?
It's really,
it is really shitty.
For me, I think the fact that the TPP is going to eliminate generic medicines is really brutal because there are literally like just millions and millions and millions of people who are dependent on the antiretrovirals that companies in India are able to make. And if the TPP goes through, that'll be gone, and that'll leave millions and millions of people without access to life-saving medicines. And that's kind of fucking awful. That's terrifying, yeah. That's absolutely terrifying, and I don't want to see that happen. So, yeah.
Great. What about you over here? What is your biggest concern about the TPP, and what brings you here today?
Right. Well, where to begin? There's so much that's wrong about the Trans-Pacific Partnership. I think I would certainly echo what the others have said, and I think there's a real problem in terms of the investor-state provision that's within it that allows corporations to sue governments for regulations or laws or policies that are in the public interest, that are in defense of the environment. The TPP is really like a climate change disaster. It takes us in the wrong direction that we need to go in terms of addressing carbon pollution. I'd agree in terms of the generic drug issue, in terms of delaying the introduction of generic drugs. It does nothing to protect water. There's the study that says it means more job loss, more income inequality, and it disrespects Indigenous rights. There's a lot to be said, and I have to say I've never been to a public hearing that's been less of a public hearing than this one in terms of this at an airport hotel way out from the downtown area where you get frisked before you go into the meeting room, where it's a relatively small room, very little space for the public to attend. I've never seen undercover police at a public hearing before. I think it's both the content of the TPP is outrageous, and the process by which the government is using to try and push it through is totally outrageous.
Catering's on point.
I'm not gonna criticize the catering, but I think maybe they don't balance it.
No.
What can I say?
Okay. I have a different question for you over here. What do you think that we can do to stop the TPP?
Ooh, that's a tricky one.
It is a tricky one.
I don't know. I think there's a thing in our movement where we very much are very nice to people. This hotel is catering this event, and we move out of the way when they ask us to. And I think that we can be a lot more hardcore, a lot more militant, and a lot more aggressive with these people, because this is the fight of our generation. This is the fight of our lives. And if we lose this is going to make it very, very hard for us to stand up for anything. Even if we do win a fight in the future, the TPP can come in and completely turn things around, even if we convince our own government. So this is the fight to end all fights.
Or this is the beginning of a very big fight. Cool, thank you. Hello, ladies. How are you? Hi.
and America.
Can I interrupt you for a second? I'd like to ask you what brings you here today and what are your major concerns about the TPP and your name.
I came here to find out how public our public consultation was, and I'm pretty disappointed with that. And I came here to support opposition to the TPP because I'm concerned that governments and corporations might be able to sue Canada if we enforce our environmental laws. That's a real big concern for me. And I'm concerned about what I've been reading about in open media.
Yeah.
And I don't really understand the pharmaceutical issues around drugs being more expensive, but that's something that I want to find out.
It would pretty much eliminate generics.
Yeah.
That's what because it would make the patents for drugs much stronger.
Yeah, I haven't really followed that issue so much, but that was something that I'm concerned about.
Because there are so many, right? Sometimes it's just hard to even know what's the worst. So environmental is a big one for you.
Environmental is probably the biggest, but also the internet.
The what, sorry?
The internet.
The internet freedom.
Internet freedom.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you.
Would you like to share your concerns about the TPP with me?
Sure, I'll tell you why I came today.
Yes, please do.
I came here to basically stand up for political sovereignty as a country. I feel that this kind of agreement really erodes our sovereignty, especially where we allow foreign corporations to sue us if we decide we need to change our legislation for environmental reasons, for the good of the general public. I just find it impossible that we could sign an agreement like that in full conscience. I'm incredulous that we're considering these kinds of clauses in these agreements. That's my main purpose for being here. I don't know too much about all of the details. I don't think a lot of people actually do. But the concept of this agreement is very disturbing to me.
Thank you. And ironically, it's not an agreement because 99% of the people did not agree to it. And it all happened in secrecy.
Yes.
And now when they're hosting a public hearing, it's also happening in quite
I
a...
agree with that, and it still seems like it's pretty secret, even though this is a public hearing. It's hard to get in.
Very ironic.
You have to be security checked with electronic wands and hand over your name and ID.
We got kicked
Secret,
out.
but not secret.
Thank you very much. Hi. How are you?
I'm good.
Would you like to tell me what brings you here today? Not sure? Just supporting the opposition of the TPP?
Yeah. Well, the main problems that I have with it are it's anti-competitive, the anti-competitive nature of it,
Yep,
and the internet censorship.
that's an important one. Have you been following up with open media on how the TPP is going to affect our internet freedom and copyright? Yeah?
It would take down websites
Yeah.
and just very corporate promotional stuff. Like, I'm pro free trade. It's just that the TPP is not a free trade agreement. It's a crony capitalist control trade agreement. It's not real free trade.
That's right.
It
And
takes
it's not
away
for the
liberty.
people. And it's not for the people.
No.
For the
No, it's not even
corporations.
for people, but it's not even for some business. Like, it's bad for capitalism too. Like, I mean, it's bad for capitalism and it's bad for people. It's just good for a very few select corporations.
That's
Just
right.
a few. It's
That's right.
ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. Thank you very much. Hi,
Hello there.
how are you?
I'm pretty good.
Would you like to tell me what brings you here today?
To protest against the TPP.
And
But I don't think it's a very good deal for Canada.
how so?
It gives powers to foreign corporations that we don't give to our own. It has a dispute resolution mechanism that is secret, that whose judgments and reasons for them won't be revealed to the Canadian public. Overall, nobody's really given me a convincing explanation that this would be good for Canada or for Canadians. The idea that most people have promulgated is if we don't sign it, something terrible will happen, which I think is quite untrue. It's mostly the resource industries are pushing this. We do have more than resource industries in BC. In fact, resource industries, mining, Oil and petroleum products collectively are less than 3% of the BC economy.
Yeah.
So 97% of this economy is not spoken for in that agreement. The film sector, the services sector, all ignored, which are our leading job growth, the high-tech sector. We're just giving away the show. And for that and many other reasons, I do not like this deal and don't want the Canadian government to sign it, secretly or otherwise. Thank you.
Well said. Thank you very much. Hi. How are you? You would rather not? That's perfectly fine. Hi. Would you like to tell me what brings you here today? What brings you here today?
Oh, I'm against the TPP. I see it as another free trade deal. All of the free trade deals have done nothing for our country except generate huge profits for some multinational corporations. In Canada's history, we've lost most of our manufacturing sector for free trade, and every industry that we hold dear to the heart. Right now in British Columbia, we're exporting all of a great deal of our logs raw instead of processing it here. And the free trade deals are nothing to do with the advancement of working people. That's why I'm here. It was done by the multinational corporations with no input from the people of Canada.
Cool. What do you think we can do to stop the TPP?
Well, we have to raise the alarm and get people out in the streets like we're doing here today. That's the only way we can stop it, is with people coming out into the streets and saying no.
Good. Thank you very much. Hi. Are you Jolan? This is Jolan, you guys. Jolan from Lead Now.
Who am I talking to?
This is Marie from Open Media. I am the online community facilitator, and right now we're periscoping you. So you're live. You're live on Twitter, on the wonderful internet. So what brings you, well, obviously what brings you here today is the TPP, but would you like to tell us what concerns you the most about the TPP?
Yeah, well, I'm sure other people that you've talked to have talked about how it's, going to raise the cost of prescription drugs, how it's going to worsen inequality, cost us jobs, and one of the biggest concerns being that it would allow foreign companies to sue governments in Canada for passing laws that are designed to protect our health and our environment. Those are huge concerns. Another thing that is, for me, really personally concerning is that there was 175 regular people in Canada who signed up to speak at the hearings this week. And late last week we learned that the Trade Committee had actually rejected all of their requests, and instead they're basically only hearing from lobbyists for, like, when I was in there it was the LNG lobbyists that were talking, and some big organizations. But the Trudeau government has made some big promises about consulting with the public before they make a decision on this deal, and right now we haven't seen the kind of public consultations that would be necessary to consider ratifying this deal, and so it's been a pretty big disappointment.
What do you think that we can do to stop it? And do you have faith?
Yeah,
that we will be able
we
to
can.
stop it?
This isn't the first trade deal that's been fought and stopped. There have obviously been some that have passed, but the Free Trade Agreement of the Americas got shut down because of public opposition. There's other ones as well, and I think that what it's really going to take is sending a really clear message that people in Canada do not accept this deal, and that we're not giving the government a mandate to pass this trade deal. The Trudeau government in the election were really clear that they weren't going to make a decision until they had done extensive public consultations, and so it's up to us to show them that that we want our voices heard, and that our voices are saying resoundingly no to TPP. It's bad for our economy, it's bad for our democracy, and it's bad for our environment.
Great. Thank you very much, Jolan.
Thank you.
So I think that this is it for our TPP mini interviews. And as you can see, there's our giant Jumbotron, which will be going for another couple hours until the hearings are done and our Mega Sally does her testimony. Thank you guys for listening. We might be periscoping later on today.